This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, as I told you yesterday, there are different softwares, right, to manage all your license machines. If you have one or more Linux machines, you want to connect to all of them, it will help. Yes.
Are you showing your screen? I'm not seeing your
Oh,
screen.
sorry.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Okay. So you can do two things. As I told you yesterday, you can work on Oracle VirtualBox. You can download any of the any flavor of Linux, like CentOS or Ubuntu and Red Hat. What you have to make a note here is you will have different steps for installing any software. Okay, all of them will vary to some extent. All the process is not same. I mean, the commands and the steps will be different if you're installing the same software on Ubuntu or Red Hat or CentOS. Mostly I prefer CentOS because CentOS or Red Hat. Ubuntu, not really much, because every time I record something, the commands and the steps of that particular software will differ. Okay, so I mean, most of the commands are similar, but if you are working on Red Hat or CentOS, right, you will get the detailed steps from the CentOS official site. Okay, as I told you yesterday, we are talking about top command, okay, which shows the dynamic data of all the top 10 processors with respect to CPU, memory, time, and you can also check this top command by using some intervals. If you want to take for every 5 seconds or every 10 seconds, you can give some timeline and you can see all this data changing every time for these intervals. Okay, so you also have VMstat, which I'm talking about yesterday, which will show you all the virtual memory. Okay, mostly memory paging regarding block IO and CPU activity. If you look here, you're seeing the free memory, buffer memory, cache memory, and when you run on a Linux machine, right? So you will see multiple, yeah, you will see multiple parameters here, and there is one code snippets. If you install, right, if you install Oracle VirtualBox, and if you try to install CentOS or Ubuntu or Red Hat, there are few batch scripts. Okay, there are few batch files which will generate 100% load on processors, memory. So if you want to test your Linux machine, right, there are few scripts which will generate some dummy traffic in your Linux machine. So I have snippets for that. You also have Python scripts to generate such load on your Linux machine. Once you have your Linux machine ready, if you tell me, I mean, once your Linux machine is ready, please let me know. I'll send you that scripts. You can start working on that scripts. You can create dummy load. You can create other stuff. Okay. I mean, there are different scripts for generating a CPU spike in 10 minutes. You can also generate 4 to 5 spikes in CPU in 15 minutes. Or you can also bring two processors to 100% utilization by using some commands. If you want to stress, there is called stress. You can something called stress where you can install. Okay, you can also stress your memory, like you can create some dummy traffic using some scripts, and you can see the memory statistics to 80% to 90%. Okay, even yesterday, if you remember, if I type VMstat 3, for every 3 seconds interval, it will show you the virtual memory statistics. Okay? And if you want to see the memory utilization of a specific, of the virtual memory statistics, you need to type M, and it will show you all the information of how the memory is distributed from the kernel level itself. And if you simply type W, it will show you which user has been logged in. And this is one of the important command that you use. Uptime, from how long the Linux system has been running. Uptime can be used to see from how long it is up and running. Okay, it will also show you the current time and how many users are currently logged in. So you can set the average of. You can also give the timing for this, but it will say you something called load average for 1 minute, 2 minute, or 15 minutes. It will show you the load average as well. And PS, okay. Basically, in the real-time servers, right? When you take any server, web app DB servers, all the database servers and application servers, 90 to 100% they sit on Linux, any flavor of Linux. Only there are the possibility of having the app servers and DB servers on Windows are very less. It is only 10% because of other security reasons and other configuration settings, some security access related issues. The production related servers and other servers will sit only on Linux. Always their preference is to select Linux to install any of the application server or database server. Okay, so there are other so if you please make a note of this specific command. Okay, is one of the important command. Okay, even yesterday I have told you, right? Okay, I wrote wrong here. It is not -4. It is just 4. Make it out of this command. It's a very important command. So the use of this command is it will show you the top 10 memory consuming process. Okay. The only difference between the command is ps hyphen au except it is 3 for top 10 CPU process and top CPU consuming process, and 4 for top 10 memory consuming process. Okay. Okay. So these two commands are used to see which are the top 10 process consuming high amount of memory and high amount of CPU. Accordingly, you go and the Linux admin will look at all these process IDs. What is the reason for these specific process IDs are consuming high amount of CPU and memory. And the other command called free command will tell you what is the total memory and how much is the used memory. What is the shared memory, buffer cache memory, and what is the available. Okay. And there is a command called iostat. What this iostat will do is it will report all the CPU statistics basically. If you look at this average CPU, it is saying that the percentage user time, the system time, the IO wait time, and idle time. Idle time is 99.29% because I'm not simulating any of the dummy load here. I did not give a try to generate some dummy load because it might take some time. What I mean to say here is I did not give a try. I did not check whether the scripts are working or not. Once the scripts are working right, tomorrow what I can do for you is I can simply generate some dummy traffic in terms of CPU, memory, and disk, and we'll pull a report and we will see how we can see the report, how to read the report. Okay, so it is like the most important reason for taking this report is uh, you monitor the Linux machine to identify the system bottlenecks with respect to resource utilizations. Okay, virtual memory, available memory, used memory, free memory, shared memory, what is buffer memory, and there are some disk storage bottlenecks, and to identify CPU and memory bottlenecks. And yesterday, if you remember, I have shown you something called TCP dump, right? You can also identify the network related bottlenecks. So this IOStat specific command will clearly show you the CPU load and disk activity. Okay, if you look at the average CPU and the device, something you're seeing called device, right? The average CPU metrics and the next to average CPU, something called device STA. It is showing the TPS 2.26, the number of reads, writes, you can clearly see. So this is IOStat, which will clearly let us know the CPU and disk activity. And there is something called SAR. Okay, SAR. I'll tell you to collect about SAR. It is like N1. I'll tell you how to collect Linux system utilization data into your file and how you can create some SAR graphs with. There is a command called KSAR to identify Linux bottlenecks. So if you tell me, if someone asks you what are the different activities that you have done from Linux system, you can simply say them that I worked on Nmon and I worked on SAR. Okay, these are basic to moderate performance troubleshooting utilities from the Linux. Very simple installations through some 2 or 3 commands. You can install that and you can simply pull a report. Okay, for now, even every performance engineer will be working on Nmon. I don't know how many percentage of people will get a chance or work on SAR command. Again, SAR is it is a different utility. We compare it with N1. But again, until and unless you don't install something and you don't execute these commands, right, you will not understand what metrics it is showing. What are all the values that you're getting for every command that you're executing. These are all some important commands that the basic commands, at least when we try to monitor some Linux machine, right? These are some basic commands that you use as part of your performance testing assignment. So I have given a command called mpstat. Mpstat command, what it will do is it will display the activity of each available processor. Yesterday I have shown you the processor is 0 here. So it is the 4 CPU here, and again if you see the idle percentage, it is 99.929% because I did not install anything on this machine. And if you want to monitor the specific memory of specific process, you can just give a command called pmap followed by some process ID. Okay. Yes. Wait, sir. Okay. PMAP command, what it will do is it will show the complete memory map of a specific process. Okay, if you type something like PMAP -d with the process ID, it will display the complete process memory information of that particular process ID. And it will say that how much total amount of memory map the files. If you see the map is nothing but it is mapped to all the files of that particular process. There is something called writable and private in the last line, which is 1744K. So this is nothing but the amount of private address space. And shared 8240K, the number that you're seeing is the amount of address space this process is sharing with other processes. Okay, so if you want to check the network statistics, if you type netstat, it will show you all the list of routing tables or interface statistics and other network related information with all the process IDs, and it will show you the status whether it is connected or not. Okay. And there are few other commands, not use all of them, but even I don't know what is the use of this netstat-nat. Okay, it is showing the active internet connections servers and that are established, okay, with the protocol name and also the IP address, the local address. Okay. And these are all the most commonly used okay, yesterday we spoke about this one, right? TCP dump. Okay, TCP dump actually what it will show you is the traffic on a network. I don't think so. Even if you run this command, to what extent you will understand what TCP dump is doing. But if you want to understand this, if you remember yesterday, you need to have some good understanding on TCP/IP protocol to utilize this tool to understand what TCP dump will do. For example, you need to have some port numbers to see if you have something like IPv4, IPv6, right? HTTP packets. If you want to see what are all the data that is being sent and that is going out via a specific port, there are some specific for that by using TCP dump. You can see all the HTTP packets that are sent and that are going via port 8080, for example. You have to print all the data of that packets that contain data. So there are some advanced commands to take all the dump with respect to TCP protocol, TCP IP protocol. Okay. And IO top is another command. I think we have to install this command to the complete Linux kernel level information. Okay, this is IO usage information from the kernel side. For that, you need to what is IO? Anyone?
So input output.
Yes, input output from where?
What was the question?
So IO basically
from OS level, right?
IO is from the disk level.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to run that IO top command, when you type this command, right, IO top command, what you can see here is it will show you the complete disk information. So it will completely show the IO usage information from the line using Linux kernel, and it shows all the table of content with respect to IO by which is running by process or thread on that particular server. But you see a lot of numbers changing when something like an Oracle server or MySQL server or is installed on this Linux machine. Okay, so this is one command IO top which will give you the complete disk statistics information, the complete IO usage. And when you run some commands, right? For example, when I try to execute this IO top command, it is asking to install a package. If you want, if the machine you need to give S, I simply typed in my package, then it has given all this. Likewise, there are something like SAR command, SAR utility. I told you, right? SAR command and SAR, sorry, nmon utility. If you want to run this nmon report, you need to install that nmon utility on the Linux server. And another thing, if you want to stress your application, there is something called stress NTL and stress, where you have to install on your Linux machine, so that what it will do is it will create some kind of time traffic, and we can take a report and we can see all the Linux performance metrics with respect to network, with respect to disk, memory, CPU, all these issues. Okay. So mostly these are some important commands. Okay, there is another command called I have to install few packages, and there is another thing like monit. Monit is another utility. How you can configure monit as a process supervision on basically this monit command, right? This is specifically for Ubuntu, not for a Red Hat and CentOS. But whatever the machine that I am using is a CentOS machine. Okay, so there is another command called if top. This is also the package which is not installed on my machine, so I'm installing by typing Y. It will install the package, and if when I click Y with proceeding my changes, so what it will do is it will show the bandwidth. Okay, the bandwidth utilizations. If the command listens to the network traffic on a given information. Yes.
Vinod here. Can you try to help us by what are the things we need to install?
Oh, for your local setup, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Okay.
Sure. I'll do that. I'll show you all this. But tomorrow, after the class, you can, if someone can access your machine, right? I'll install the Oracle. I'll try to connect to your laptop remotely. And what I can do for you is I can install Oracle VirtualBox, and I'll create CentOS for you. And from there, I can help you with some links. Okay, 2 to 3 links. The commonly used there is one document, the commonly used commands, and I can also provide you some installation procedures for nmon and SAR. Okay, those are 2 different utilities.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So is it free to actually download the Linux box?
Okay.
Is it free?
Yes, it's free.
Do you have any step-by-step guide that you'll be able to help us doing the download?
There is one nice step-by-step procedure, step-by-step tutorial in YouTube for Oracle VirtualBox. You give a try today. I'll share that link today. How to install this Oracle VirtualBox, and after that, you can directly download the CentOS image because whatever I'm teaching here is all with respect to CentOS. Okay, so
okay.
you can download CentOS. I can give you all the information for CentOS. You can download any version of CentOS. CentOS 7 or 8 would work. Anything is fine. Okay.
Okay, please let's have the information.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'll share you in the group.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, and I told you, right, this specific command if top will completely give you all the, it will listen to the network traffic and it will give you all the and there is another one called vnstat, so many things actually. vnstat, similar command is netstat or netstat for this display the network statistics. I think so finally I'll teach you something called N1. Basically it's very simple. If you type Q, it will go back. After installing N1, if you type N1, you will see this. You will see the screen. Okay. Now, if you you are seeing this screen, right? Your complete information of this particular instance is displayed here. It is saying that CentOS Linux release 8.0 1905 core version is 8, and it is giving you the CPU speed of 2.20 gigahertz. Okay, and it is the 4 CPU machine, and it is 4 cores. Threads are 1, and virtual CPUs is 4. Now, if you look at all these things, right, it is saying use these keys to toggle statistics on and off. If you type C, you will see the CPU statistics here. Okay, are you seeing the CPU statistics?
Yes.
Yes.
So if I want to see the utilization, I type U. This is the complete utilization of your CPU. So likewise, you can. This is NFS network file system. So the reason why you are not seeing all these metrics is because there is no load or there is no dummy traffic on this Linux machine. Okay. If I want to create any of the dummy traffic, right? Let me give a try here. Let me give a try. So, like when you see N1, type any key that you're seeing here. For example, N is for NFS, T for top process. For that, you can also type top. V for virtual memory, you can use that vmstat command. For utilization, you can there is something just now I explained, right? For CPU, IOStat was there, vmstat was there, and disk you have or for resources for kernel, it will show you all the information if you type in all the different keys here. But now my question is, so I want to generate a report for all these metrics. So how do I do? That is the question, right? If you want to go ahead and generate a report, so how do I do? So when you have this N1, right? N1, you can also select different versions for compiling N1 into Red Hat, or there is something called Fedora user from Ubuntu. You have different processes for installing this N1 utility, but the simple command is yum install. Whatever you install, right? You use yum command in Linux. You simply, if you type yum install N1, it will go. It will call that package and it will install that N1 utility. If you check the message now, you see something called nothing to do because I have already installed this N1 utility. The simple yum space install space N1 will install the N1 utility. And if you want to, for example, yeah, okay. So the reason why I told you this is because do you know what is the use of wget command?
I think to download.
Right. So what I did here is I gave wget here. Okay, if you look at, are you see the are you able to see the line that I highlighted?
Yes.
Okay, this is the place where we have this SAR file installation. Let's assume if you want to download, okay, this specific SAR file from that location, you need to use wget. You give the wget and the URL location where you have this file. What it will do is it will download that particular tar file. Basically tar file. If you want to extract that tar file, you have to give tar-xvf followed by the file name. Okay, this one. Now it is extracting, right? Do ls, it will show you where the tar file that it has been extracted. Okay, that is the use of wget command. And for N1, we have one last part. The point once you install, you can directly give the command called N1. It will show you this part. Okay, and you can give the different keys, see different activities on this N1 file. And there is one strike command to see the memory, network, disk, and process related statistics immediately after the N1 command is started. You need to export yes. So what is the difference that you are seeing here now? Now when I click the export N1 equal to MNDC, so you are seeing all the main metrics here in this N1 utility page now, right? Till last time, just 2 minutes back, when I typed in N1, you are just seeing the main screen and you're seeing the keys names. You have to key for V for virtual memory. You have to give U for utilization, all these activities. But when I exported this N1 to MNDC, it has consolidated all the metrics, and it has brought to one single page. Now, if you see this one, you are able to see this network type. So yes. Now, if I give, I'm giving one command. I'll tell you what it is. If I want to capture the data of specific intervals, right? If I want to capture the data of my CPU, network, disk, and other stuff, I have to put all that data into a file. Whatever the data I need, I want to capture all the data into a file for later analysis and graphing. So how do you, if you, for a better understanding, to understand the spikes, to understand the sudden increase of any values in any of the Linux metric, right? You need to capture the data and you need to put that into a file to do some analysis and graphing. For that, you need to use this N1-F or -F-S2-C30. Okay, so this command basically it runs as a daemon in the background, and it will log out after completing of your data capture, and it will save it in a file with the extension called .n1. Okay, now -F is nothing but it is the start time of the data collection mode, and it will output all the data that is being captured into a spreadsheet. So -S I gave, right? -S is nothing but the wait between refreshing the screen. I have given 2 seconds here. I can also give 5 seconds or 10 seconds. This is the wait time between refreshing this. And if you look at -C30, right? That means that I'm giving the total number of refreshes as 30. And there is another command called -FT-S 30-C120. So there are other metrics you can also capture in detail. Let's say, I mean, with that command, you'll explain understand very easy. FT-S give 30 or 60 gives 30, C and 120. Okay. Again, as I explained, F is nothing but the start data collection, and it will output all the data that is being captured into this spreadsheet from there. Okay. P is nothing but this spreadsheet includes all the top processes first with respect to memory. And this is the wait time between the wait time is 3 seconds or 4 seconds or 5 seconds. That is the wait time every
So
time.
voice is not audible.
The voice is not audible.
Yeah, from last like 15 to 30 seconds.
I'm
You
sorry.
can just come again.
Okay, I'll repeat it for you. So
Yes.
anyway, I'll share you this link as well. What I'm saying here is F is nothing but the start time of the data collection, and what this F will do is it will collect all the data, it will capture all the data, and it will put into a spreadsheet format, which is simply an Excel sheet. Okay. S is nothing but S is the wait between refreshing the screen. You can, when the screen refresh, you can make that to wait for 2 seconds or 5 seconds for 10 seconds. But as you see so much of dynamic data that keeps on changing, then you have huge load on the Linux machine. You give a very less interval, which is 2 seconds. Okay. See, 30 is nothing but the number of refreshes. I'm talking about the first command, sorry. You have hyphen C 120, right? C basically is the number of refreshes that it has to do. And there is no X here. So what I'm doing here is I'm capturing all the data here for every 30 seconds refreshes, and total number of refreshes I am putting is 120. Let us see what happens with this. Let's execute this command. So it will save in the dot Nmon extension.
Hello, Akhil.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, your voice is
Voice.
frequently going up and down.
I'm sorry. I think I have some network issue. So let me check if that is. Is it better now?
Yes, now
Yeah.
it is better.
Can you see this one? VMI 32957.
Yep.
Moment. Bring this file here to see what this file is. Okay. So, I don't know why I'm not able to open this file. I don't see any data. And, okay, so this is all for now. Tomorrow, what I'll do is this is a 10-minute step. I'll help you with all the documentation and how you have to install. Tomorrow, what I can do is I'll try to run that Python script today, which will create a dummy load, and then we will take a report. Okay, we will take a report and we will analyze that report. So, how to read that report in terms of the data that you see in the graphical format that you see. Okay, and tomorrow what we can do is we can install the SAR utility. It will not take more than 10 minutes. We'll install the SAR utility. Okay, you practice all the commands. We'll generate one report SAR utility and one sample report for with N1. And another thing that we have to discuss is, yeah, I'll tell you how to generate some dummy traffic on your Linux machine, so that you will understand what bottlenecks you're seeing. You can see some CPU bottlenecks and memory bottlenecks. I am not that good in Python, so that is the reason I did not give a try to execute that Python script on my Linux machine. So today I'll take help from someone from Python team, and I'll execute that and I'll create some dummy traffic. Okay. So tomorrow what I can do for you is I can show you some 2 different reports, and it is all about what are the different utilities that you use to monitor Linux performance, and how you can troubleshoot or how you can identify the bottlenecks from a Linux machine, especially with respect to CPU, memory, disk, and network. These are all the main parameters from any Linux machine. Okay, when we talk about a specific Linux host, when some server or some application is deployed or hosted, you are worried only about the resource utilizations, right, and resource bottlenecks. So you have to look at all these activities, and you have to submit these reports to the Linux administrators to get them fixed, and you have to rerun the test, and you have to see if the Linux machine is going as expected or not. Mostly the machines that you monitor are the load generators. The load generators, if you are using Linux, and you also monitor the servers, right, which are hosted, for example, WebLogic or Oracle database server on any flavor of Linux. Okay, so we monitor all that servers, and after that, we will start with the Java profiling. Okay, tomorrow we'll start with section 3 with all JVM tuning. We will start from the core basics to advanced theoretical classes, and then we will have a lab. So I would request everyone not to miss any class, especially when I teach heap dump, thread dump, this GC concepts, GC algorithms, and what are the different ways of taking 3 thread dump and a heap dump, how to read a heap dump file. So don't miss all these classes. Please, all of you attend these classes, which are very important, especially when I talk about all these JVM related concepts, JVM fine tuning practices, and other stuff. And before going ahead, the last point, please, if you get some time, please try to download the WebLogic 12 generic version installer and try to install that on your local laptop. Okay, you can install it, you can refer some videos and get some understanding on WebLogic 12c. It is generic installation. If you type WebLogic 12 generic installer step-by-step installation on Windows 10, you will get all the information. You try to do that. It will help you when I teach you the heap thread dump analysis concepts. I'll also help you to create some kind of your own local setup. I have one sample application, but you have to do it from your end. Okay, if you have any issues or questions, I can help you with that. But before you do that, you need to have some understanding on how to install WebLogic, or at least you need to understand how to install this Oracle on your local laptop. All right. As I told you, there is one site for installing this Oracle. Go to this Oracle tutorial. Go to this oracletutorial.com. From here, if you start, this is the basic concept. See this, what is Oracle database? Install Oracle database server. You can download Oracle sample database. You can create a database and you can connect to database. Before we start Oracle, right, you try to give this try. Give a try on this installation part, get some basic understanding so that I'll help you with, it will help you to understand the advanced concepts very easily. All right. So any questions now? Someone asked me the documentation, right? I'll forward all the documentation, step-by-step procedure for installing all these N1 utilities.
And one question here, this is
Yes.
Chelua. Yeah, one question related to Nmon. So we have command for capturing the stats where we will be able to capture while during the run. So is there any command that will capture the previous past for the past time?
For the entire duration, you will get. So
Okay.
for a
If you want to have,
specific time also you can get.
okay, is there any specific command for that? Like previously, like what it was being executed?
Yes, there are commands for you can select the time range and you can capture all the data. But you should have your Linux system up and running. You can capture the data. But at the moment I don't know that command. I can help you with that command. There are hundreds of commands. There is an advanced command where you can define the start time and end time to capture the previous data also. I'll help you with that command.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Yeah.
All right.
Hi Kumar, this is Mohan here. I wanted to understand a little more about this command vmstat and netstat. Like what exactly that shows, what are the parameters in that, and what are the important parameters in that we need to know in that vmstat and netstat command.
Okay. One moment.
Yeah.
I'll type that command for you. So you able to see my screen now?
Yes. Yeah, here like what exactly is the, yeah, I wanted to understand these values. What are these values? Like what is SI, what is SO, BI, BO, what is SWPD, what is free, and what is
That's what if you remember I told you, right? There is a concept of understanding the basics of CPU and memory. If you go to the memory part, right, even if you go to the RAM part, there is something called static RAM and dynamic RAM, and you have some 30 to 40 parameters of memory, uh, like the buffer memory, cache memory. There are a few other metrics like this is user time, system time, or something like wait time, ST. There are different metrics. To understand all the different areas of memory, you need to go through that. Even I am not sure about the complete information what is being displayed here, but the virtual memory statistics, what it can give you is it is reporting all the information about the processes and the memory, especially the free memory, the swapped memory, and buffer memory and cache memory. Okay, this is the memory part that I look at. Here, if you go again, right, it is talking about the memory. If you look at the first part, it is talking about the memory, all the different areas of memory. And the second part, if you see something called swapped memory. Swap, in you have something called SA and SO. In IO, it is talking about disk input output reads and writes. There is a value called BI and BO, and it is also talking about system and CPU. The last one, it is completely giving the information of the CPU statistics. But when I say VM here, VM stat is mainly checking the information of the processors that we have with respect to how much available of swapped memory, free memory, and buffer memory and cache availability, cache memory is available.
Okay, yeah, got it. But by any, I mean, high-level idea about these three values, SWPD, free, buff, and cache. Yeah, I got your point that there are different metrics, but because since these four are, I mean, like important thing. So, any idea about these four metric?
At the moment, no, but I can share you one document, the complete Linux commands info, which will clearly explain you all the Linux metrics, Linux commands, but it will not tell you what the values are. Okay, it will not
Okay.
explain you what is SA or SO in swap or what is BA and BO in IO. It will not explain you that. So if you want to understand all of them, there is a video called the memory understanding something in YouTube, which is a 2 hours 20-minute session. It will talk about every parameter in the memory. Like it will talk about disk memory, it will talk about storage, it will talk about buffer free cache memory, and you have different areas in cache again.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Understand that, you will understand all the values that you see in every command.
Okay. Okay. And how about the netstat command?
Okay. What do you see here? Any basic idea after typing in the command?
What I mean, I know what I know about netstat is something it will give related to netstat network statistics, like maybe about how the traffic is going from the system and how the traffic is incoming, outgoing. I think it is something related to that.
Really?
But here I am not understanding what is this stream connected.
Basically, what we are understanding from a basic netstat is about all the network connections are up and running or not. That is the only thing that you are checking as a performance engineer here. Or if you have some good networking experience, you can also check what routing tables you have and how are the network connections happening using netstat command. And there are something like interface statistics, which even I am not aware of. You will see some interface statistics here. I need to understand all the routing tables, interface statistics, and there is something called masquerade connections. Masquerade connections, synchronous connections. There are a lot of other stuff from networking side. So what we are making sure from the netstat here is we are trying to fetch all the data with respect to the network connections that are established with all the routing tables and interface statistics. And there are few memberships for all these statistics actually, for all the network connections that are incoming and outgoing. and with the status called connected. If anything is down or not connected, then it must be some issue with the performance or from the configuration. So that is how we'll troubleshoot. If you want to know more on it, for every from the Linux community, for every command, there is some 3 to 4 pages of content which is explaining every single parameter. Again, as I told you, my knowledge is limited here, to be honest, from the networking side. So basically, the NetStack will give you the high level of whether the connections are being established and connected from our performance testing point of view.
Okay. Yeah, got it. And I mean, what exactly is the difference between telnet and ping command?
Ping, basically, you see the ping is you get to know you get to know whether we are able to establish the connection
Connection to the
successfully,
system.
right? So, hello?
Yeah, ping is like where I mean to check how if I'm able to connect another system on the network from my system.
If any of your machine is not working, basically what you do is you ping with the IP address, right?
Correct.
To
Yes.
see whether it is responding or not.
Correct. Yes.
Telnet basically is for logging into a specific network. There are some.
Your voice is breaking, RK.
Am I clear now?
A little better, I think. I mean, your voice is fluctuating, like it's going up and coming down.
No, actually, okay. I have a severe throat infection, so I don't know. So am I clear now?
Throat, I think either you're going fast. Yeah, it's better.
No, I'm sitting close to my machine. I am using microphone also. Is it better?
Okay. Yeah, it's better now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Telnet basically Telnet is like a user management kind of a thing actually. I mean, it enables the user to manage an account to access all the files remotely across different machines in a network, in a common network. For example, in your organization, by using Telnet, you can access that machine remotely from anywhere. By using a Telnet command, by using that host name, you can directly log in there and you can access all the other files. But whereas ping will tell you only whether your system is running, I mean, it is responding or not by just simply giving ping followed by some IP address or a host name, right? There's a big difference between Telnet and ping. Telnet basically managing the user access with some user restrictions, and basically it is used for accessing or connecting to that particular host remotely. Okay, what I'll do is I'll give you one document. If you have time, if you want to learn, there are approximately some 250 to 300 Linux commands with detailed explanation, advanced Linux commands, and these commands vary from one another. I mean, if you're working on CentOS or Ubuntu or Red Hat, commands are similar, but they must be different at times. You can execute all of them once you install Oracle VirtualBox. Practice all of them, and if you need any reference, I can help you with all the Linux material as well. I have some Linux tutorials also. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. The last one, like, how about the top command?
Command is it will list down the top process, the top 10 process, not top 10, the top processes which are consuming a high amount of CPU, memory, and other stuff. If you see, if you look at this part, it keeps on changing, right? See the
Correct.
CPU percentage. If you take 1%, 1% is the highest. It will go ascending to descending from highest to lowest. You can see in this way you can understand which are all the processors, which are all the process that are consuming high amount of memory disk, CPU, and network.
Okay. Okay.
So
So once
okay,
you start working on these commands, right, you will understand what exactly they are doing. If you try to get the knowledge only by reading or by, by just keeping the command in mind, you will not understand it. That is why the reason I'm asking all of you to install this Oracle
Ye-
VirtualBox and start practicing. Execute all the commands so that it will be easy for you to understand.
so okay, do you need to have access to a server in order to search for metrics for that server from
You should.
Linux box?
Right. There is no specific access for this. If you want to execute these basic commands, then that's not a problem. You can
No,
just log in.
if you are in the office, then you want to
Uh,
search for
right.
particular servers from a
Basic.
Linux box. Do you need to have access to those servers?
Yes, you should have, because the main servers, everything that is installed will be installed under root access, root folder. Root is the main folder, right? If there is
Yep.
some if there is some other root basically is a super user who will have access to all the different locations. But if you have another user that is added, and if you try to execute all the commands, you may not get all the information. If you should have the root access, the admin access, to see the exact utilization of all these metrics on your Linux machine. You should get that access.
Okay. Then the Linux box, is it something that you can access both application servers and database servers resources?
Yes, you can access, but I don't think so. You will be getting, you will get access to all these servers, okay, which sits on Linux only in the QA environment that you're testing. That
Okay.
too, if your customer is okay to give you that access, okay,
Yeah.
because deploying the applications, doing all these configurations will take a minimum of will take 30 days of time for a complex applications like JPMC or e-commerce or multi-tier distributed architectures. It is hard to get them to get them installed. So I don't think so. If you're testing it on databases, you will not get any of this access. Strictly no.
Yes, but if you are a tester, then you are testing a particular application, then you should have access to
Right.
this
So you
servers.
will get access to the environment that you're testing. No worries. You can get access all the time. You can
Yeah.
take the access when you're testing on a test environment. All right.
Okay.
Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Hi. So regarding this RStat daemon, are we going to discuss later? Because we need to enable that in the servers in order to connect from the load runner if we want to monitor from the load runner itself, right?
Yeah, right. Tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll talk about this RStat daemon. Okay. Tomorrow I'm actually trying to get some 2 to 3 scripts just to make you understand. I'll make some simulation on that. Some kind of CPU spike, as I told you, memory spike and all. I'll talk about RStat daemon tomorrow. And also I'll create some dummy traffic, and we'll pull a report using SAR and NMON. Okay.
Perfect.
So that is once it is ready, it will not take 15 to 20 minutes, and the remaining 40 minutes will start in JVM. All right.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks all of you for joining.
Thank you so much, man.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.